Hi guys, I'm here to talk to you about the Introduction to Environmental Science lab. So again, my name is Bridget Tracy. You have an opportunity to learn more about me in the video for the Environmental Science lecture class that you guys are all enrolled in. But I just want to make this video to show you how that our lab course is going to be set up. So this course is a separate 1-unit course from the lecture class, and it'll be graded completely separately, and its grades are exclusively based on just doing the labs each week. But it has a separate Canvas page that you'll need to log into to be able to kind of access the lab information. So let me share my screen, and so you can see the internet here. So let me quickly set this up in student view. Okay, so when you come to our class in Canvas, you'll want to go to the Environmental Science Lab class, and basically it just kind of gives you the same homepage that looks very similar to the Environmental Science lecture page. This video that I'm making right now will be linked right here where it says start the semester here, watch this lab video. I'll post weekly announcements that'll be visible from the top of the page here each week, but there won't be a lot of detail in them because basically your work each week will involve doing the labs. And then the other thing that's on this homepage here is about our weekly optional office hours, our kind of weekly meeting. So you don't have to attend that, but it's the same session that's for the environmental science lecture. It's for an hour, but we could spend more time in there if people have extra lab questions. So anyway, that's the link to get to that. And then of course you can always reach out if that is not a good time for you, and we can set up a different section. But it says big, bold, and red here, the course materials, basically the labs you're going to do each week, are visible from the module section. So if you come over here and click on modules, what you'll see is, first of all, a link to this same video that you're watching right now. You'll see the syllabus, which just gives you the breakdown of what you're going to need for the class. So we'll click on that real quick. And basically, again, you're working independently each week to do lab assignments. You need to be able to get on Canvas to be able to do that. You're also going to need to be able to have connection to the internet and to be able to download or use a Microsoft Excel program. So we have that program on all the school computers. It's probably available in most libraries and other cities as well. And any student who has a .edu email account, which is all of you because you have an frc.edu account, can download a free Microsoft 365 student version that includes Excel, Word, and PowerPoint. So if you have your own computer and you don't have Excel on it, you're going to want to go to this link and download that program, because we're going to use that in lots of labs to help us kind of collect and assess and make graphs, different kinds of data. We're also going to use some other online mapping tools. So again, you're going to have access to the internet to be able to do that. And our library is going to be open starting next week, as well as like the IRC. If you're here locally, you'll be able to use internet from those locations. And then to complete labs, there's various other household things, like for week 1, you'll need a couple like bowls or Tupperwares or buckets, and some string and a spoon. So these aren't like expensive items that I'm hoping that you go out and buy, but these are things that I'm hoping you already have, or you can like get your hands on easily or cheaply. So anyway, that's kind of what you need to know in the syllabus. You'll have 20 points each week for each lab, and that's actually going to be broken down into 2 assignments, and I'll show you more on that on the next page. But basically each week you have a pre-lab that's due on Wednesday, that's a quiz, and then the full lab assignment is due by Sunday at midnight, which is worth 15 points. So the 5 plus 15 makes up 20 points each week. Some other policies, and then this is kind of a tentative outline for the different labs that we're going to do different weeks. So it is subject to change if different opportunities come up, but that's basically what I have in mind. So anyway, going back to our modules page, that's all this course intro info. But basically, once you kind of get that information down in the first week, each week when you log in, you're just going to be clicking on the labs for the different weeks. So this week is lab 1. You can't see any of the other labs yet because they're not posted, but next week you'll be able to see lab 2, and then the following week lab 3. So you'll click on that link, and then within each week there'll be all the info that you need to have for the lab. So it'll tell you what the info is all about. This first week is about collecting data. Empirical data is measurements or observations that we can make to make scientific conclusions. And so just like I said before, for this week, like all weeks, you'll do a pre-lab quiz due on Wednesday, and then the full lab assignment will be due on Sunday. The lab assignment is set up like a quiz that you'll take, but it's not just like a multiple choice quiz. There are some multiple choice questions, but there's also a place where you like upload some photos that you took while you were doing the lab, and then write out some sentences about observations that you made while you were doing your lab. And then the lab process is actually outlined in this big microplastics survey resource packet. So this is kind of a citizen science project, which is a project that a research lab has designed that they're asking citizens around the world to participate in. So we're going to participate in it. But in this case, it's asking people to go to the beach, and not all of us have access to the beach. So we won't be able to upload our data to their project, but we're going to still go about doing the same process. And basically, it's asking us to go to some sandy area and sift through the sand and look for microplastics. So if you live in Plumas County, you can go down to some stream or river and find a sandy beach. In Quincy, that might be like Oakland Camp area or Gansner Park area. Or if you live in a different area, you can find some other river or stream that runs through your town. Or if you live in like a big city and you don't really have access to that kind of thing, you could go to just like some sort of park and look and see if there's like sand there. And if you have real concerns about finding an appropriate area, reach out to me and I'll communicate with you. But the idea is to go to these areas and then follow the directions that are in this microplastics survey resource packet that you can open as a PDF. And that's going to kind of outline what you're going to do. And you're going to need some basic resources like a string, a couple of bowls or buckets or Tupperware, a spoon, and then like a ruler and a 10-centimeter grid. And if you don't have those things, I have little links here where if you have access to a printer, you could print out a paper that actually has a ruler on it and has a 10-centimeter grid on it. So this should be all the info that you know. And as you go through the process of doing this microplastics lab, I'm going to ask you to take a couple of pictures of where you were and what you saw that you're going to upload as part of your lab assignment that will be due on Sunday night. So again, after you read through the instructions about the microplastics survey and then read through this page, you'll take the lab quiz by Wednesday, then you'll go out and you'll do the actual survey as outlined in this packet here. And then when you're done and after you've taken some pictures, you'll come back and by Sunday night, you'll click on this second lab assignment, and that will be another quiz format that will have multiple choice questions, written questions, and a place to upload some pictures. So this is the general format that we'll have each week. Of course, you won't be doing a microplastics survey each week, but there'll be like a lab page that will have the pre-lab quiz, and then the final lab assignment with instructions and links that if you need to go other places. And so this is what you're going to be looking for and doing each week. And that's it. That's all you need to do. So please do reach out with questions. I look forward to seeing you, getting to know you over the semester. Yeah, don't reach out. Don't be shy to reach out if you have issues or questions. All right.